Hey everybody, I'm Mike and thanks for checking out the channel. Today we're going to do a video that I wasn't planning on doing at all today, but as luck would have it, something just kind of came out of nowhere and this happened right here. I will tell you, a friend of mine at work was driving and she saw a guitar neck sticking out of a garbage can. Someone was throwing this away. She picked it up because she thought of me. She knew I like to work on guitars. She brought it into work today and she said, "Hey, I found this in a garbage can. If you don't want it, you can just throw it away or you could try to do something with it. Maybe it has parts." Well, I looked it up and this guitar is a Tokai, I believe it's pronounced, the 38 special, and these were made in Japan. This guitar right now selling used sells anywhere between $450 and $900. But as you could tell from this right here, I will put up, it's very dirty, very rough shape. Just needs a lot of cleaning up, but I plugged it in because it had old strings on it and the pickup still sounded great. So what we're going to do today is go through the process of maybe just cleaning this up a little bit and changing out some old rusty screws and getting this thing to hopefully play again and have some life in it again and be a good guitar for someone. So yeah, let's start off right here. We're just going to do the quick thing. As you can see, there's a ton of dust all over this pick guard. So first initial thing is we will just clean this off. And I will say, I don't know what type of pickups these are. I'm going to take them off, check them out underneath, and do it because I'm going to replace some of the screws in here. But it's definitely, they definitely seem pretty hot, like they played pretty well. This guitar was made in the 80s, early 80s, and this one here, your tone knob is completely off and broken. So, I mean, that's an issue, but we'll work on that when we get to taking off the pick guard. So, here we go. I'm going to use a handy dandy little toothbrush here. We're going to just kind of, some of this stuff, there's no back plate on this. I don't know exactly how this bridge goes in, if it's just like, it's a string through, but there's nothing really, like, no screws I see. So that has me a little baffled, and maybe will make more sense when I take off the pick guard. So I'll show you what the back looks like. Back's just, yeah, string through. 4-bolt. We're going to take the neck off. All right, so let's just keep on, like, hammering, polishing this thing clean a little bit. Tone knob is not a big deal. We can fix that. It's not like it's not the end of the world. All right, so let's go on here. We're just gonna get just want to get a quick clean and dust off here. Neck is super dirty. Right here, I will show you. And we are gonna hydrate this a little bit, and we're gonna even use some Mani's Presso to darken up the board after a while when I take the neck off. But first off, let's hydrate the hell out of this thing because it is bone dry. So, all right, so here we go. It's kind of a shame. Because the guitar still plays, like when I plugged it in, the pickups still worked and were pretty solid. I hate that somebody was throwing this away. It's a nice little made in Japan 80s guitar that, you know, I'm sure with a little fixing up, it's probably got some life in it, man. Frets are a little wore, I mean, but that's part of its charm. It's like pretty sweet. So yeah, we're gonna replace all these bolts out of this. We're gonna replace all these screws out of here because I didn't have screws initially, but I did have screws in an old set that I had taken out that I have 6 of, so I'm going to use those. So we're going to start off by, this thing we do is going to take these old rusty screws out of this thing. It's funny, Allen wrench never changes for these. It's always the same thing. Even back in the 80s. Yeah, I was shocked when she pulled it out. She's like, if you don't want it, just throw it away. She's like, I found it. I just thought, like, and she was too scared to take it out of the dumpster. She didn't want to go there because she felt embarrassed. So she got her teenage son to go out there and take it out of the garbage can. And I appreciate that he did that because this is giving me a chance to give this good old-fashioned nice little guitar a new life again, hopefully. Maybe we can save it, maybe we can. If not, this neck is super comfortable. I mean, it'd be something for another project, but the goal is to save this guitar. So, you know, here's the thing with guitars. Everything like as long as it's not severe crack or anything, it has a good case with this one. We definitely can work on this. It's got plenty of life left there, so. I can get good enough. I can get this. I don't know if that's something but let's see. Yeah, I came up with a maybe reaction video or something like that, and then I got this guitar. I'm like, well, I guess this is on the plans for tonight, so. All right. So we got those out. And this actually, like, right off the bat, just going, this cleaned up super nice. Like, looks really great, actually. This bridge. So, yeah, we have no issue with that. That's going to definitely stay on there. Those screws aren't rusted, so I'm not even taking this out. These pieces. All right. So I'm going to put another layer on here of this hydration because this thing is really bone dry. All right. Next step here, we will flip over. Got a 4-bolt-on neck. Bust out this screwdriver. We're going to break this up into 2 videos. It'll be, the first one will be just getting this thing apart. And then the next one will be the actual putting it back together and just cleaning it up and getting it back to work. So, all right, there we go. It's pretty tight in there. This definitely has like a, this is one of those necks that it's in screw adjustment. The adjustment for the height is right there. All right. Let's see what we got going on under the hood. Taking apart is always one of my favorite parts, so I love the deconstruction of the guitar. Yeah, definitely a stripped screw, but we got it out. So all these screws are going to get replaced with new screws. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how this is wired at all because There's a whole lot of screws in this one. And it was something like, I can't even demonstrate because I just plugged it in to try it. I mean, it was super clean. Like, it didn't break up at all. The knobs, when I turned the volume knob, it was solid. Like, it didn't have any issue. So I'm not going to mess too much with the wiring because that's just an expense I don't want to get into with the guitar. I just want to get it back to playability in life. All right, here. This is super, super clean, man. That is nice, like. Wow. I like it. I like it a lot. See if we can get this knob off of here. There we go. I like it a lot. I mean, look at that. That's simple. There you go. She's back. She's back, baby. A little bit of dust under here. I don't know what kind of pickups these are. It's definitely giant 500K pots in this thing. And, yeah, this overall is like, man, this is a super nice guitar. No shielding in it, but back then we didn't get as much with the shielding, so. Let's get some of this shine on here. Shielding is always an interesting discussion because some of my guitars I've shielded, some of them I haven't. And if you listen to different people are like, yeah, shielding doesn't matter. But some people are like, it does matter. And I think there's a point to both of them. Look how nice it's cleaning up. I think the point for both of them would be that, you know what, if you're playing out in a lot of clubs and doing things like that, I think shielding would be very useful because I think the lights and everything in that angle would cause like problems. I think it would cause like, it could cause some buzzing. I've heard it with amps and little surface cracks in here and stuff like that, but nothing too damning. Man, I was surprised. Like when I thought I was going to take this pickguard off, I was certain that this thing was going to be wrecked. But no. We got this thing back tight. Dang it. That is beautiful, man. How can you not love that? Come on, buddy. Oh, it's a push-pull. Nice. Damn. It's getting better by the moment, man. Holy cow. I'm falling in love with this thing. This body doesn't need any work. That's what shocks me. Is most of my work is going to be on this neck. But, wow. I am so excited about this. Like, this is great. We are just going to put this thing right back on because new batch of screws. So it'll be all nice and shiny. This thing definitely has so much more life in it, man. This is a shame. A damn shame that someone threw this away. Man, that is just ridiculous. This guitar is so freaking nice. Like, and by the pull, I'm telling you, these pickups, I guarantee you, are super hot. Because when I plugged it in, I mean, it was way out of tune and the strings were way off. Weren't way off. They were actually good height, like, playability-wise. But they were so old. But when I went to the distorted channel, it rocked, man. It was heavy. So we are looking at something really, really special in this guitar. And I see why these things are going for upwards of $700, because these are super parts in this guitar for what it is. What it do? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if a giveaway is worth it on this, because tough part is that I hate about giveaways. I did a couple giveaways. Is you can really only do, for me, I can only do the giveaway like in the United States, and I don't want it to be that way because the cost of shipping is just, I had a nightmare experience one time that was really bad. It just went awful, and the item didn't get there. Then I had to send them a second one, and it was a small item, but they were in the Philippines, and it was like, it ended up being like costing me like just $60 to ship like this guitar pick. It was a specialty boutique guitar pick, so was not worth it in the long run. And I was like, oh, I just can't do that again. That's why I think maybe something like gift cards and things like that could be good, because at least I don't have to ship a gift card. I can just get the number to them over, and then they can just use it. So that's a plus. So and I know it's only been a couple hours that I'm here, or only a couple minutes that I'm here. 24 minutes, my screen says, but I want to keep this guitar, I think. I think this thing is beautiful. So this has got 12 screw holes in it, which is a rarity on there, but luckily, I'll show you this. I got this from Amazon. It's a little kit. It's got all your screws in it that you need, like that you would use on your guitar. So here's a whole bunch of these little brand new screws for this. So it's a nice little thing to have. There we go. Now we can put this knob. We'll clean this knob up a little bit. Look at that, man. Push, pull. My God, come on. Much better can this get? All right. We got this. So the body part, I mean, these are kind of like rusty, but I feel like that kind of adds a charm. I have new ones in there if I want to put them in, but don't kind of want to. Feel like this adds to its charm. It was a dumpster guitar that did not belong in a dumpster. Shame on you, whoever lived in Independence and threw this away. Hopefully you see this video. hopefully you probably are not going to see this video, because apparently you didn't care that much about guitars. So I mean, just with a little bit of elbow grease, look at that already for like what that guitar started out as. All right, so this part will definitely get a fast forward through, because I mean, you guys don't want to sit here and watch me take out screws and a thing and put them into here. That's just a big waste of time. Stop. I'm going to stop the video and come back to it. All right, so here's where we're at with this guitar. I got the body all back together, got it shined up, got everything working, the electronics work on it. So, that's definitely killer. It looks good. It's got dings and nicks, but that's just, I mean, this guitar is a 43-year-old guitar. And it's been played and it's been thrown in a trash can, which sucks on its own right, but it's mine now, so that's nice. So what we're gonna do is take the body here, since we're done with this part right now. I did put new screws in here in these. I got the push-pull knob fixed. I did put new bolts in here and for the action height of the bridge, so new string adjustments, our height adjustments on that bridge. And now we're going to set that aside over here, and we're going to work on this neck. This neck has a little bit of wear and tear, you know, little dings in the back and stuff like that, but nothing you wouldn't expect from a older guitar like this. And to be honest with you, like, I was initially going to put, I had a set of hip shot locking tuners. I was going to put hip shot locking tuners on this until I read about these tuners. They are vintage tuners deluxe, made in Japan, and they were basically like, Japan was trying to make them after like the Clausen tuners. And these tuners are super, super expensive. They're really nice. And I figure since this is vintage to the guitar, I'm going to keep these. I did a little bit of polishing up on them. I can't get them 100%, but they got a little bit of patina, and that's pretty cool. But they're still super tight, and they lock into place. And it's the old vintage one where you put the string in the hole, and then you kind of like, it wraps around. So they're going to stay. These tuners are going to stay, and we are going to do a little bit of cleaning up on this headstock. I love this old, like, screw ball, like, just a flat, like, string tree in there. But this neck's got a little bit of, like, a gloss finish. But the whole goal is now, with this guitar that's great, and it's probably the coolest thing that I really love, is that we're going to keep all the original parts. This guitar isn't getting anything changed out, which is incredible for just, you know, it took $0, just some love and some work into this to bring this back. It's got finish checking in the headstock, which is, you know, that's to be expected. It's an old guitar. So where I'm going to leave this video off today, because this is going to have to sit overnight, is we're going to use the Monopresso, which this is one of my favorite items that I get. And what you do is you put this on the neck, and it has to sit. It doesn't have to sit overnight. You can really do it in like, you can really put it on, take it off after a couple minutes if you want. But the longer you keep it on, and you just want to cake it on like it's you put an old shoe polish on, like for when you do back in the days, you had the leather shoes. I mean, people still do it with their leather shoes, but this is gonna cake on, and this will soak into the wood. And what's great about this is it also works as like, definitely just like the other stuff, it works like a hydration system. So I use the other stuff to clean the whole fretboard up, and then I put this on. This will sit overnight with this on here. I'll come back, I will take this off, and when this comes off, it actually darkens the wood in the fretboard. That's part of what this thing is really known for, is if you want to take your rosewood fretboard and make it just kind of have a richer, darker look, it does that. It doesn't turn it like people like when they got it, some people are like, oh, will it make it look ebony? No, it's not gonna make it look ebony, but it is gonna make it look just richer and nicer and like more honestly like an expensive guitar. We dropped my adjustment for the bridge bolts, but let's see if I can, it's right there. So we are going to cake this on here. And I will tell you, you can get this, they sell it out of Australia, I believe it is. And it does take a while to get it, but who is it? FU Tone, who's one of my favorite people that was online that used to do that, some of their stuff. They sell it from their store. They have it. You can get it. It costs about $42 for this container. You'll get it in a couple days. But I will say this container right here, $42 seems like crazy, but I've still got probably enough to do like 4 or 5 guitars in here, and I've done probably like 40 already with this. So you get a whole lot out of this. And then I have this one right here, which is almost down too, and this is the nourishment. I'll put this on after. This is a wax that goes into the fretboard. And what's cool with this is when you take it, you even put it in the nut up here, and that will like lubricate the nut so you have less string friction. So the goal became, as I started going with this, was maybe put locking tuners, some new parts on it. But what it's really turned into is that we're going to keep this as original as humanly possible. This is going to be all original parts on this. And I feel like that increases definite value of this guitar for what it is. I mean, it makes me excited because I'm like, I don't know, it's stupid, but this guitar is going to have a second life, you know? It's going to get played, it's going to get loved, it's going to create music, and in the end all, that's really what's most important. So all right, I'll see you in part 2 of this. So thanks for checking on in, and we will do this tomorrow and look at this neck after I take the Monte Presso off. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.